Kojima's last masterpiece is already out, and not only does it seem to be a solid contender for Game of the Year, but also a highly optimized experience with performance similar to Ground Zeroes, and some people say that even better. Better, huh? Then it's time to go lower. This is the LowSpecGamer, where playing is what matters, weather is our enemy, and we feel confused at how people react when this game is locked at 60 frames per second. No, just seriously, really? So, forget about high detail models and shadows, because we're making this game run. These are the default settings for this game on install. Apart from the resolution, I did not notice any difference on other computers when I tried this, so I'm not sure there is much of a preset system. Keep in mind, I am using a weaker system than the one I use on my Ground Zeroes video. And it shows in gameplay, this default configuration is impossible as expected. Time to reduce the settings. Alright, now all the effects like motion blur and ambient occlusion will be off, and all options on low. Texture filtering seems to only reach medium and no lower. Let's see where it goes. And now we have between 15 and 18 frames per second. I will not really call this playable, especially out here in the field. Note to everyone out there, if you're recording, stop improvising a plan ahead. I completely forgot my rocket launcher. How am I supposed to take out this tank now? Okay, well, I guess a snake and we just grenade the f*** out of it. As soon as any combat is involved, this becomes unbearable, so all my attempts to pull an amazing stealth tank kill are going to backfire. Let's see if we can make it easier for this poor computer. I've been meaning to try this for a while. I want to know how it looks. Let's see. Nice! Very good. This immediately makes me nostalgic. I need you to download a couple of things. As I once said for Ground Zeroes, this is not an easy game to tweak, so you're going to need a couple of tools. First, download this QAR tool from the description. This is an updated version from the same tool used on Ground Zeroes. Second, there is another link in the description for a couple of scripts I have made to facilitate packing and unpacking the game. They're literally one-line scripts, but they will save you some time. Third, you are going to need Notepad++. You can download from this website, also in the description. The game's files come out with a very odd format, so we are going to need something to fix it up. Open Notepad++ once installed and go to Plugins, Plugin Manager. You're going to search for a plugin called JSON Viewer and install it. To move everything into place, extract the QAR tool and move the contents with the unpack and pack scripts included to your Phantom Pain installation folder. For the Steam version of the game, this is located at your hard drive, Program Files 86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, MGS TPP, Master. Move everything here and you are done. As you probably know or guess, at this point the configuration files for this game are not very accessible, and this program allows us to tweak where we could not tweak before. First thing you need to do is to run the unpack script and extract those files. You will notice that there's a new folder called Data1, so go inside, then Fox, Scripts, GR. You need to open a file called grinitdx11.lua using Notepad++. Down here in this line at the end of the file we find Graphics Setting Manager. Problem is, all the settings are squished together in a single line. To fix it, select everything under the Graphics Setting Manager, the entire line, and go to Plugins, JSON Viewer, Format JSON, and boom, readable. To all developers seeing this, and I know there are a couple, yes, I know this is not a JSON file, but an LUA file. The format is similar enough for the parser to work. What you're currently looking at are the values that are loaded into the game when you select a graphical setting. So down here is plugin shadow, where there is a value called low. That means that when you select low shadows, these values are loaded. To begin, you can select Cascade Shadow Range Scale to 0, and that disables shadows. This is probably the most important thing we're going to do today. Then, here at Plugin Local Light, on the low section, change Draw Local Light Max Counts to 8, because 0 will crash the game. Then, Local Light LOD Bias to 10. You can see that this same value goes lower on higher settings. I came to these values after hours of trial and error, measuring and experimenting. Feel free to experiment with your own values and report back anything interesting. We finally go on texture quality settings, where the amount of VRAM for the game is set. Fun little fact, Phantom Pain uses 700 MB of VRAM for low textures, while Ground Zeroes uses 400, but both games have the exact same minimum requirements. Huh, interesting. Also, look at those minimum requirements for CPU and GPU. Boy, we're under that. So, back on the configuration file, change the VRAM to 400. You can go lower, but I suggest you experiment a bit. 200 or 150 will occasionally make my game crash or make it stuck on an endless loading screen. With that done, save the file, go back to the master folder and use the pack script to save back the changes into the game. Let's see how it goes. We screwed with the lights and shadows, so some changes in the aspect of objects are to be expected, but the game does not look actually bad. And we get between 25 and 30 frames per second while mother base. That is a solid start. Let's go on a little adventure. Looking pretty solid. Snake. Oh no, that was terrible. Look at that adorable low detail dog. I still love him. So, in my experience, this game is playable as long as you keep it over 20 frames per second, and this configuration gives me about 25 frames per second on average, and sometimes all the way up to 30. There is a sandstorm coming, so it is a good chance to test how bad weather affects us. Now the frame rate is more about 23 on average, and not bad for such a terrible condition. LowSpecGamer gameplay tip. The dog still tells you where enemies are even during sandstorms, so you can use the storm as a cover to really get into areas with lots of guards. Alright, here's a prisoner. We are almost done with this. Whoa, oh, why didn't I see that guy before? Shit, that's gonna become a problem. I gotta take him out before the sandstorm's over. Fuck, a decoy! It was a decoy. Okay, this is not going pretty well. He probably heard that. I need to get her out of here now. And the sandstorm's over. And there are guys coming there. Okay, let's hope no one sees this. Oh, someone saw it. This is not good. Oh, and now these guys are going to see me. Okay. Fuck it. Stealth is out the window. That way I can also show you how... Oh. Boom! Alright. And the performance has not even decreased with all that. Nice. That went cleaner than expected. I am glad that this little computer can now run this game. Before we go, it is time to announce the results of the last LowSpecGamer giveaway. For the last giveaway, I asked you guys to answer me a question on Twitter. Did you prefer multiplayer or single player games? I am mainly a single player man myself, because of immersion and story, but this channel has pushed me to play some games I would not have tried before, and now I really see the beauty of multiplayer. And the randomly selected winner is... Spencer Smith. Congratulations! Please send me your Steam name so I can send you a copy of Grid, donated by Steam user Litabix. But wait, there is more. Hidden in a couple of frames of the last video was a secret message instructing people to comment a very specific phrase on the video for a chance at winning a copy of Rocket Monkeys donated by Steam user Jerigor, and very few people caught it. Congratulations, a hands of Jacks, you are the winner of this secret giveaway. Keep your eyes open everybody, I will be making more secret giveaways in the future. For this week's giveaway, we also have a very good prize. Do you own Phantom Pain and want a chance to unlock the amazing Solid Snake retro skin? for that, you need Ground Zeroes, and I'm giving away a Steam copy of it donated by GCH979 from YouTube. To participate, you need to drop a comment on this video answering the following question. What is the first video game you ever played? Bonus points if you tell me the story of how you got to play it. Thank you for watching as always. See you on the next video.